Welcome to the deep dive.
So picture this. You're sitting on a really brilliant business idea. Deep down, your potential is way bigger than your current situation, but that idea, it's just locked inside. And it's not usually about resources, is it? It's more that heavy feeling, that hesitation that just stops you cold.
It is, and that hesitation often has a structure. We've looked at some detailed sources, and they identify these 7 kind of universal fears, or like these psychological tripwires.
Hmm.
They block potential entrepreneurs, doesn't matter who you are. So our mission today, especially for you, the learner listener, is to give you that shortcut. We're going to break down these 7 fears, but also pair them with really specific actionable strategies, things rooted in planning, in mindset, that can actually turn that paralysis into action.
Okay, let's unpack this then.
Yeah.
Because the sources don't just list the problems, they give the antidotes too. We're aiming to tackle these big psychological roadblocks one by one in order and show you exactly how to get past them.
Right. Let's start with the first one. Okay. Fear number 1, the fear of being too old to start. This one feels huge. Maybe the most common myth out there. The research shows it's everywhere. People across the board say it, from kids feeling too old for toys to, people in their 70s feeling too old for business.
It's a classic self-limiting belief, isn't it? But what we found in the research offers a really strong counter-narrative. Essentially, the only age they warn against starting is after 99.
After 99, why then?
Purely because you'll probably want to spend your 100th year writing your life story. So, the math is simple. 99 minus your current age. That number. That's how much time you likely still have. It puts things in perspective.
That definitely reframes it. But let's be honest.
Okay.
The media narrative is all about the 20-something tech founder, right? So if you're starting later, maybe in your 50s, you face real things like maybe bigger financial commitments or feeling behind on tech. How do you fight that?
You fight it by flipping the script. Embrace the experience. Look, the data actually shows the average age of successful founders isn't 20-something, it's closer to 45. And think about Colonel Sanders. He started KFC at 62.
62, wow.
Yeah. Your age, your experience, that's an asset. It means you've seen things, you've probably failed and learned, you're resilient. Think about hiring a contractor. Who do you instinctively trust more? The 20-year-old just starting out or the 60-year-old who's built hundreds of things?
You trust the experience, usually.
Exactly. You assume they've dealt with crises, learned the hard lessons. That age, that experience, it's a strength. Use it.
Okay, that leads nicely into fear number 2, the fear of the unknown. Specifically, changing your whole life routine. This is that deep anxiety about swapping security, the known job, the desk, the fixed hours, the steady paycheck for just constant uncertainty.
Yeah. It's that shift from having tasks assigned to you to having to hunt for your survival every single day. You lose that predictable structure. You don't know if that big client is signing today or in 3 months, and that waiting, that uncertainty, it breeds panic.
So how do you manage that panic?
Well, the feeling itself won't just vanish, but planning is the key to minimizing its power. You absolutely need a detailed business plan, and you need a detailed marketing plan alongside it. These documents bring structure to the chaos.
You mentioned something crucial earlier about not quitting your job right away. That sounds safe, maybe too safe. Isn't there a risk that keeping the safety net stops you from going all in, from burning the ships, which some say is necessary?
That's a fair point, a common debate. But the sources we looked at are quite clear. Financial pressure is a major business killer, especially early on. Keeping your job, if you can, provides that essential safety net. It covers the basics, takes off that crushing pressure. It buys you time to actually test your idea properly. And there's another benefit. Starting your business while you're still employed, it forces a really valuable mindset shift. You have to start thinking beyond just your assigned tasks. You start seeing the whole picture: operations, finance, marketing. You develop that businessman mentality, which, interestingly, often makes you better at your current job too, while preparing you for your own venture, all without risking immediate financial ruin.
Right, so you're building the plane while still having a parachute.
Something like that, yes. Now, once you get past those internal fears, age, the unknown, the next big set often involves other people. Which brings us to fear number 3. The fear of dealing with people. We're talking clients, employees, even competitors.
Yeah, this is a big one, especially for introverts. Business is people, though. No escaping it.
Absolutely not. Let's break it down. First, clients. They're your reason for being, right? But here's the thing. They're often just as anxious as you are. So, step 1, make them feel safe. Talk openly about their potential worries. Quality, price, reliability. Get it out there. Step 2, active listening. Master it. Remember that golden rule? The client loves talking about their project, their needs, not yours.
So really listen, don't just wait to talk.
Exactly. Repeat their problem back to them. Show you truly understand. That alone sets you miles apart from competitors who just pitch.
Okay, clients handled, then there are employees. The dynamic is tricky. You want productivity, they want opportunity, maybe elsewhere.
Retention is crucial. And it's not just about salary. You have to give them significance, a sense of importance. Listen to them. Seriously, listen, listen, listen. Involve them in big decisions. Make them feel like stakeholders, not just cogs. That makes leaving much harder for them.
And hiring. The sources mentioned something about friends and family.
Right. It's tempting, often the first step, maybe necessary initially, but the advice is pretty strong. If possible, use an HR freelancer or a small HR company. They bring an objective view, especially for salary negotiations. It avoids a lot of potential awkwardness down the line if you hire people you know socially.
Makes sense. And the third group, other companies, competitors, suppliers.
The key here is mindset shift. Don't just see them as competitors to beat or suppliers to squeeze. See them as relationships, connections. Business is fundamentally a network. The source material had this great example of a firefighting company. They actually got vital info, leads, even partnership opportunities just by networking openly with their direct competitors.
Yeah.
Seems counterintuitive, but it works.
Wow, okay, so viewing everyone as a potential connection, not just an adversary.
Precisely. Now, related to people but also distinct, let's talk about fear number 6, the fear of ridicule or mockery.
Ah, yes, the yellow laughter, as the sources called it. Those people who, maybe out of their own insecurity, love to tear down others' ambitions. You know, the sarcastic, oh, here comes the next Elon Musk, or don't forget us when you're rich.
That stuff can sting, no doubt. But here's the truth. Your fear of these people, it's misplaced power. If you give their words weight, you're the one letting them win. They don't have the courage that you're showing just by trying.
So don't give them the power. How do you do that practically?
You control your environment, you change your circle consciously. Pull away from the failures, the mockers, the cynics. Surround yourself only with people who support you, who lift you up. If they're casual friends, maybe just reduce contact gradually. If it's family, that's harder.
Yeah, what do you do if it's family?
You have to communicate calmly but firmly and repeatedly. Maybe 50 times, as one source suggested. You state clearly, I value your support, but I will not tolerate mockery or discouragement about this dream I'm pursuing. Set that boundary.
And hold it. It requires real strength.
It does, but think about the alternative. Do you really want to be on your deathbed telling your loved ones, well, I didn't try because I was scared of what Uncle John might say?
Oof. That puts it starkly. Okay, moving to the really high-stakes stuff. Fear number 4. The fear of losing your money, your life savings.
This is the big one for many, the ultimate financial cliff. But the severity of a potential failure really hinges on how you start. We saw this case study, remember? The contractor returning home from abroad. Lots of experience, but in a different market.
Right, he went big immediately. Bought equipment, hired a big team, went for huge contracts.
Exactly, and he failed fast and hard. Why? Because he started massive without testing the new waters. He skipped the learning phase. The lesson is crystal clear. Every business starts small, or at least it should. Start small, test, learn, iterate, then grow.
Okay, start small sounds good, but what does that mean in concrete terms?
It means things like developing a minimum viable product, an MVP. Test the absolute smallest, simplest version of your idea with real customers first. Get feedback. See if people actually want it before you pour in serious cash. And staged investment. Don't dump everything in at once. Invest incrementally. Set clear milestones. Only release the next chunk of funding when you hit those targets. It minimizes your exposure.
So learn and pivot with minimal capital at risk.
That's the idea, which helps manage the next fear. Fear number 5. The fear of family blame if you fail. This isn't just financial, it's emotional pressure from your spouse, kids, close relatives.
The guilt of putting them through stress, maybe financial hardship, or just you being absent all the time.
Absolutely. And the solution here is what the sources call the buy-in strategy. You need their genuine support, their moral approval before you even start. And that requires brutal honesty. Share the dream, yes, but share the potential nightmare too. Be upfront about the long hours, the financial sacrifices, your likely absence.
Why is getting that buy-in so critical? Can't you just push through?
You might try, but when self-doubt inevitably creeps in, and it will, especially when you see friends with their predictable 8 to 5 lives, You need your family to be your support system, not another source of pressure. Their belief can carry you through your own moments of weakness.
Okay, so secure the emotional buy-in. What about the practical side? The sources mentioned saving a full year's expenses. That sounds huge, almost impossible for many.
It is a very high bar, maybe unrealistic for most. It's the ideal safety net, for sure. But if a full year isn't feasible, aim for at least 6 months of essential household and business operating expenses, and critically focus aggressively on cutting non-essential debt before you start. Reducing your monthly outgoings is just as powerful as having a massive savings pile. It extends your runway.
Right, reducing the burn rate gives you more time.
Yeah.
Okay, one last fear. Fear number 7, the fear of staying in one place. This seems specific, maybe common for expats or people who've moved a lot. The fear that starting a business will root them somewhere permanently, like a tree they can't move.
It's a very real fear for those with a more transient mindset or life situation. The solution depends on the business type. If it's inherently portable, like an online business, consulting there, then, well, there's no real issue, is there?
True, but what if it's location-bound? A shop, a factory, a contracting business with heavy equipment?
Then you absolutely must adopt the mindset of a major business owner from day one. Prepare the business for sale. Even if you don't intend to sell soon, build it as if you will. Document processes, build systems, make it attractive to a potential buyer.
That sounds quite detached. We often hear entrepreneurs call their business their baby.
Yeah, and the sources directly challenge that. Loving your business is fine, necessary even. But seeing it as a child creates emotional attachments that can block smart strategic decisions like selling or moving on. The research suggests the cow analogy is healthier.
The cow analogy.
You feed the cow, you care for it, you benefit from its milk. But eventually you might sell it or, well, slaughter it for its ultimate value. The business is a business. It's an asset. It serves a purpose. It's not you, and it shouldn't be an emotional anchor preventing you from living your life where you want to live it. Think of that contractor example again. He was clear. If he decided to move home, he'd just sell the equipment, sell the business. Pragmatic.
Okay, that's a powerful mindset shift. Viewing it as a valuable, transferable asset, not an inseparable part of yourself.
Exactly. So if we try to bring all this together, these 7 fears, the successful entrepreneurs, they don't lack fear. They just manage it structurally.
How so? What are the core strategies cutting across all these fears?
Well, first, identify and plan. Understand why you're afraid. Is it lack of info? Social pressure? Then build those detailed business and marketing plans. Planning gives confidence. Second, mitigate risk. Start small. Use MVPs. Secure that financial runway, even if it's just 6 months plus debt reduction. Third, build your environment. Get that family buy-in. Actively cultivate supporters and firmly remove or manage the critics and mockers. Control your inputs. Fourth, embrace experience. Reframe your age, whatever it is, as a strength, not a weakness. Trust your accumulated wisdom. And finally, visualize and grow. Keep learning. Reduce the unknown by gaining knowledge. And visualize yourself succeeding, having already overcome these hurdles. Imagine looking back and seeing how small they seem now.
That's a great synthesis. So wrapping up, what's the biggest takeaway here? For me, it feels like hesitation is completely normal, almost expected, but the cure isn't waiting for the fear to magically disappear. It's taking strategic action, making those mindset shifts, often while keeping some safety nets, like maybe that job, for a bit longer.
Absolutely. Action rooted in planning is the antidote. And let's not forget the final point mentioned in the sources, something beyond just overcoming fear. It's about the unique pleasure of the entrepreneurial journey itself. That feeling, maybe every morning, of relying on your own efforts, your own wits, maybe even on God or the universe for your provision, depending on your beliefs. That specific sensation of autonomy, of creation, of direct reliance. That's something a regular job, with all its security, simply cannot offer. Overcoming the fears unlocks that potential reward.
A powerful thought to end on. That feeling is the prize on the other side of fear. We really hope this deep dive has helped you, given you some clarity, maybe some motivation to take that next step, whatever it is for you. And we genuinely want to hear from you. What resonated? What fears are holding you back? Please share your opinions and suggestions in the comments below. If you found this discussion valuable, we'd appreciate it if you'd like this video, subscribe to the channel, and definitely hit that bell icon so you don't miss our future deep dives. And please, share this video with anyone else you think might benefit from tackling these fears. Thanks for joining us.